All right, so we're here in the Pastrana shop doing some more work on the X3. And we did a roof and a sun visor. We're going to do some bumpers, probably some fender flares, and I'm going to show you how to do these little aluminum door skins with the outer handle. I've already done one just to kind of know how to do it, and now I'll make a video on how to do the second one. Super clean little door skin. Not crazy hard to do, but there are like a lot of little parts back behind this cover. You do have to have a drill bit to basically, because there's a rivet that holds this strap. I'll re-rivet that, but you got to drill the head off the rivet. Maybe use a hammer and a chisel. That way you can get that off. Now you can pick the door up off. So take the door off, two 13mm bolts, back them out. All right, so basically we've done the other door. Now I'm going to show you how to do a door and put the Can-Am aluminum door skin on it, and those handy little latches that are on the outside and inside. Basically, you come over here, you have to drill these rivets out. So you'll drill them until they spin, then take a hammer and a chisel and just knock the head of it off. Take your socket, 13mm, and pull these two out. And you can take this upper tab, spin it, and then the whole door raises up off this little peg right here. There's also a rivet under here that you have to drill off to get the door panel off the frame, because you reuse the frame. And then there's a rivet behind here, I'll show you, that actually hooks this handle to the latch. You need that hole, so you need to take that little cloth handle off. All right, so once you pull the door off, you got one little screw, basically right there, pulls this cover off. You don't use this cover anymore, so scrap it. Save your screws. You'll have to drill this rivet out. There's a screw right here holding the plastic on, one right here, and there's these two long bolts that go through, basically hold this little flange flare off. That's, you don't use that. So you get rid of that, you get rid of this cover. And there is one little rivet here. You got to drill that, break that rivet off. And then the door frame comes off of the actual plastic. And basically you're putting this frame on the new aluminum. This is your latch assembly. If these are for a 4-seater. You don't use them on 2-seat. This is your inner latch. I'll show you where it goes. Or actually your latch handle. This is your inner latch that attaches to this. Your little linkage, some screws and bolts, rivets such as that. Don't get rid of your old screws just yet, because you will use them to help attach this frame to the new skin. All right, so once you get the door cover off the frame, you got your rivets drilled out here and here. So your door latch handle assembly uses these holes, but one of them is drilled all the way through and one of them isn't. So you'll need to drill this hole all the way through, because there's bolts that go through and hold it. Also, before you go pitching this door skin across the iron chop just for fun, take these little thread inserts off, because you need to reuse these. So there's two here and there's one right here, and basically they go back in the same spots that they came from on the new skin. All right, so here's the door skin laid upon the counter with our door frame. Basically those three little thread plates that you pulled out, you put them back right here and right here and right here, you know, basically the same spot. And basically it just sets down on here, you know, just like that. That's where it's going to fit. That's where your hole's going to go. That hole is going to go. This hole is going to hold our little lever actor here and all that kind of stuff. So remember, 2 bolts go through here and 2 are going to go through here. This one you have to drill through the tubing itself, because there's only one hole. The instructions are going to say to possibly put another rivet right here. All honesty, you don't have to. There's 2 bolts to hold it. The original 2 bolts go all the way through, pinch it. You know, that's all good. This is all good. Just jumping ahead right quick, this little cover will go here, just like kind of the old cover, but it now matches this door, all that kind of stuff. So your handle, basically handle sleeve, I don't know what you want to call it. This comes, it goes on the door. It comes with double-sided like foam. So you go ahead and put that on here, and you can go ahead and put it on from the outside. Just forewarning, if it's cold outside or cool inside, if it's basically under 70 degrees, this sticky stuff is not going to stick very good. That goes for, you know, vinyl graphics or anything like that. So you want to do this inside where it's warm, or I use a heat gun and kind of heat the door metal up a little bit and just get it warm. You know, it ain't gotta be 100 degrees or nothing like that, but get it nice and warm. That way when you do peel this off and stick it, it'll stick and stay. Because if it doesn't, it'll want to peel back and fall off, and then it'll get all loose, and you'll have to basically pull it off and re-glue it. So just keep that in mind. So basically, in short, our little latch here, or handle, would slide in, and then the frame fits over it. Just like that, and you see where stuff goes. Then our little red handle here, basically it attaches to that little hole, and it goes like that, and it has a little cable that pulls. So leave your frame loose, probably don't even bolt it down. Go ahead and assemble your latch area or handle area and set it in, and you can snug it down a little bit. Then you'll line it up, put your little linkage on here and such as that. All right, so basically when you get your inner lever mounted with your little silver bolt, it's got a lock nut on it. You want it snug, but where it moves easy. You don't want it too tight or it'll hang up. Basically set that in there, set the frame back on, run your bolts in here, run your bolt up here. They're in the kit, they're little 5mm thread bolts. Small, don't over torque them, you'll break them off. Basically, this little cable will rivet into that bottom hole. You'll screw this out, readjust it to, you know, wherever it's nice, and then run your little lock nut down, snug it up. Your main little linkage rod, it has a plastic clip on it. You basically pop it off, pop it in the bottom of your top hole, and the way this works is it slides up in, and then the little plastic piece clips over on top of it and keeps it in there. This end will go into your handle right here, so you'll feed it in, screw it around, get it locked in, and then this little threaded nut thing, it's a left-right thread, so it'll expand it or contract it. You know, basically you want to adjust it accordingly to where your latch is pretty much taking most of the play out of it. So once you get your play and everything adjusted out of the levers and the linkage, don't forget to put your spring on the little red handle on the inside. You can put your cover on, and basically the door is ready to go back on. It will be a little harder to get on because of the metal is kind of in the way of the lower little rod, but it will fit. And this is basically their deluxe door handle kit, and this is their door skin. So you can buy just this kit and put it on your plastic doors. Thing is, you have to print out a template to cut for the lever hole here. So when you go to put the door back on, you notice the metal keeps it kind of tight. You can basically kind of crank it upward, get the metal over, and then scoot it down, and then it'll slide on. Put your bolts in, rivet your strap, and you're good to go. Can-Am door levers and door skin.